Well, I'm better dressed for the weather this morning than I was the last couple of days. I'm a slow learner when it comes to that. It was -10 yesterday, and I just did not anticipate that. The snow that we had yesterday and the night before has all but gone. There is a few patches of it here, but not enough to help me look for partridge. I'm heading to the further southernmost parts of my permission, 60, 70 kilometers away, and then we're going to work my way north. And apart from trying to find two flights, I will want to try and ascertain the partridge numbers on each of my permissions, how much each property is holding and where they're located. There's no question it's a tough year. I said before, I'm having reports from Saskatchewan saying the same thing. For some reasons, we're on a very low cycle and the hunt numbers are down. The partridge I'm seeing are largely young birds, which tells me that they've either failed the first time because of the ongoing sort of spring rains, summer rains during the critical period of hatch. And so they've recycled, and now these hunts, I'm catching some that are 3/4 grown, which is middle of October is unheard of, where they're way behind. So there's that. The harvest is pretty much complete, so things will be settling down, and I'll be able to get a better idea of what I have to work with for the coming season. At the moment, I'm feeling grateful that I didn't trap a passage quarry, because I don't think I'm going to find flights enough for 2 falcons, let alone a third. But anyway, I've got all day ahead of me. It's sunny at the moment, but that's going to change pretty quick because we have a weather front looks like pushing through from the west again over the Rocky Mountains. It's going to be overcast, which is fine by me. Anyway, we'll see how the morning unfolds. Found a covey of huns. Not a bad setup. They are about there. I would say maybe 150 yards away right now, thinking they're safe. Of course, they're going to go to the bush way in the distance there. And I think I'm going to put the falcon up where I am. I'm back off maybe 150 yards. Put the falcon up here and then drive round, so I push them this way away from the cover. We'll see how this plays out. I'm starting to take a nice pitch. I decided to fly Smith on this setup because it's very wide open, and I put him up far away, and I'm going to drive all the way over there and give him time to really mount, because he's looking for me right now, and he'll probably be smart enough to figure out to follow the truck. But now I'm going to go, I'm directly south of them in upwind, and I'm going to go behind them so I can get by that cover over there and push them towards me instead of towards the cover. This is when you start to second guess yourself. I think Milo's got the scent. The huns are sitting tight. Obviously the falcon's got to be above somewhere. I think they're up ahead, maybe 40, 50 yards. Come. He's got scent of something. My guess is they're somewhere here. Yes, good boy, Milo. Where are they? Oh, there they go. Oh, into the sun. My worst fear has been realized. Smith hit that fence with the hun in his feet, and I think he's broken a leg. He's sitting there, but I know he's not well. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, he's broken his right leg. It looks, well, I'll see. It looks like it. He's certainly sore. I'm surprised he's not more ripped up than he is, given he had that hun in his feet. Look at it, feathers everywhere. And then momentum took him into the fence. Damn it. Sorry, boy. Well, Griff found the hun. The hun hit the fence and killed itself. The falcon had it in its foot and looks like he's dislocated his leg. Felt it. It doesn't feel broken, but the hun hit the fence, not him. He's got no marks on him other than a very sore leg. And tomorrow when the vet's open, I'll probably take him for an x-ray. Well, my worst fears have been realized this morning. Beautiful day, everything's perfect. Found a nice hun set up in a field. It's not a field I've flown before, but it's permission I've already had. And there was distance cover, which I felt that the falcon would get down too long before that. However, in the distance there's also a barbed wire fence on the roadside, and as luck would have it, by the time the falcon caught up with the huns, he hit and bound to a hun, and then fraction seconds really later, in the outrun they hit the fence. The hun hit the fence, not the falcon. The falcon is unmarked in terms of, he never hit the wire or the barbs or anything like that, but he had the hun in his feet, and so I think he's dislocated his leg. This is Smith that I flew. I felt for a break, cannot detect a break. Obviously an x-ray is going to be the solution. No veterinarians open on a holiday Monday, so maybe a trip to the vet tomorrow, but it does not appear broken. Bird is otherwise unmarked, but it just goes to show you, if you see the setup, it's open, it looks good. Obviously it's not totally fenceless terrain like some of my videos illustrate, but sometimes when you're flying a falcon every single day, shit happens. And 3 years now I've been flying that falcon, and until today we've not had a problem. So his season's definitely over. It remains to see what his prognosis will be. One of the biggest problems, I've always known it, is that we just don't have raptor vets, specialists in the area. They don't even have equipment to sedate the falcon, let alone pinning the leg and so on. So invariably it's kind of an extreme measure to resolve the situation as opposed to treating it. If you just simply need some coccidia medication, well, that's easy enough. Most vets can help you with that. But when it comes to treatment, and certainly surgery, it's not a good thing. So anyway, I will monitor the situation over the coming days and see how he does. To be expected, which is why I look. But when you're in a big open field here and there's a little bit of bush with a couple of trees, I look for great horned owls, and there's one actually right in the center of this image. The owl is sat right there. Hard to see without binoculars, but he's there, and that's exactly the sort of place where the partridge will go to seek sanctuary. And of course your falcon is going to be close behind it, and Count Dracula's sitting there ready to ambush. What a pretty boy, Milo. You just did a pretzel point there. He's running at full blast and then suddenly spun around, and he's on point. Anyway, I'm going to use my binos just to confirm, but I'm pretty confident this dog's got a great nose. There goes Wesson. That should pin down the huns. My calculation from the wind direction is that the covey, Milo's kind of there, the covey's over here. I think I'm going to drive around a bit and then walk out towards him and pinch them between Me and Milo. This isn't ideal. Weston had a superb flight, 260 meters, came down an amazing stoop, bound to the Hun in the stubble field, and now it's 76 meters inside this wheat field. I'm just going to try and get in here with minimal damage. I don't want to upset the landowner. I was only talking to him 10 minutes ago, but he's probably sitting somewhere in the stubble here. Thank God for GPS. Talk about looking for a needle in a haystack. There he is. This wasn't as difficult as I had anticipated. Oh, that was a hell of a stoop, a hell of a flight. And talk about the highs and lows of falconry. This morning we had a flight with Smith. Looks like he's dislocated his leg. He's going to be done for the season. And now Weston just nailed a Hun in a truly classic style in the middle of this standing crop. Weston did well. 853-foot stoop, bound to this partridge. He tore it actually. It was such a high-speed bind, and then carried it into this wheat field that's not been cut yet. It was only 70 meters, and he was sitting in the open, so I got to him pretty easily with the GPS. Smith, bless him, his partridge we recovered, but Smith is at home recovering. It looks like he's dislocated a leg at best, broken it at worst. Of course, it's a holiday Monday, so no veterinary practice is open to get an x-ray, but talk about the highs and lows of falconry. One really shitty flight this morning and one spectacular flight this afternoon.